Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Matthew Brady, and I hope you've been enjoying my YouTube videos recently. Today I'm trying to do something, I'm trying to start kind of like a trend or whatever, like a challenge, I guess, if you will. Car people constantly complain that the stick shift's dying away, and the problem is we're not teaching people how to drive stick shifts anymore. Nobody seems to own them, and the people that do own them don't like to teach anybody because they're worried they're going to hurt their car. Well, I think that's a problem, personally, because if you want to see stick shifts be more prevalent, you've got to start teaching people how to drive them. This is my buddy Jared.
What's up, guys?
He's wanted to learn how to drive a stick shift in the past, but hasn't anybody that wanted to, was there to teach him or owned one at the time or whatever. So I figured today we'd make a little YouTube video and he'd learn, and then I'm gonna tag some friends and see if we can get this started. See if we can get more people to do something like this. So basically, driving a stick shift, I've kind of talked to him about it before already a little bit. You've got a clutch pedal on the left, your brake is in the middle, and then your gas is on the right. The clutch is what connects the engine to the transmission, and that's how you kind of start moving the car, and you have to, well, I'll go into more of that later, but we'll start with turning on the car, and put your seatbelts on.
Safety first.
Safety first, everybody. You have to press the clutch pedal in to turn the car on every time, no matter what. Yep. So clutch is pressed in. Hit the gas. The engine button. Okay, the car is on.
Okay.
We have.
Go with the clutch.
Yep. When it's in neutral, you can let the clutch out, and it'll be just fine. Okay. Neutral is kind of a gear that's not actually a gear. Like, it just keeps. Yep. It lets the engine be connected without moving. So you've got the hardest part of driving a stick shift. And the thing everybody gets freaked out about is putting it in first gear and move it and getting started from a stop. Like, that's all. I feel like 95% of what people have trouble with when they're learning how to drive a stick. So literally all it is I'm going to have you start by just taking off without using any throttle at all, so you can really get used to how the clutch pedal engages. You have to push the clutch all the way to the floor, put it in first gear, and then very, very slowly, gradually let out on the clutch. The car does have enough power on its own, this car does, to get rolling without any throttle at all. See that? Like, that's the little turbo engine in this thing, probably. Some cars won't do that as well, but so then to stop, you have to press the clutch pedal back in and then hit the brakes. Yep, there you go. And if you're going to stop the vehicle ever, you have to press the clutch in or put it in neutral. Okay. Otherwise, if you leave the clutch out and you're in gear and you come to a stop, it's just going to kill the engine. We'll keep doing that a few more times. I'll edit a bunch of these out, probably.
2,000 years later.
Okay, do it again. This may seem redundant, but learning this part is literally the hardest part of this, and he's doing it very well.
It starts to move.
Yeah.
Let up off of it.
It's usually not right away off the floor. It's kind of in the middle. Some cars have different clutch pedals that'll feel different.
Yeah.
And it's just every car's a little different. Yeah. So I feel like you've gotten that a lot faster than I thought you would, frankly. So let's just go into adding a little bit of gas into it to take off quicker. So put it in neutral first. Now let the clutch out for a second, and just like do little revs to feel how the gas how quickly it reacts to revs. A lot of times what I have people do is when they're starting out learning, I'll have them rev the car up to like 2,000 RPMs when they're taking off and keep doing the clutch pedal the same. You know what I mean? Like just how you were doing it before. That sounds cool.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, straight pipe life. Okay, do the same thing you were doing before, but just add some throttle into it. 1,500 to 2,000 RPMs or so.
Before or after I let the clutch up?
You do it kind of at the same time, basically. Which this is kind of where it gets tricky for a lot of people. There you go. There you go. There you go. Perfect. See, literally taking off is just that, but being able to do that whole process just a little faster overall,
Right. At a red light, I can't,
Yeah, well, and that's where people get the most scared, is like when they're in traffic, they have people behind them, they're worried about them honking at them if they kill it or something. Or like, God forbid, you get stuck at a steep incline having to take off. That was always the most nerve-wracking thing when I was learning. Alright, so Jared actually, he got really good at taking off a lot faster than I thought he would. I'm going to teach him how to shift. I kind of went over this a little bit with him with how the gear pattern works. But you've got first is all the way up and to the left. Second is all the way down and to the left. The rest of the gears we're not going to worry about right now because we're just going to focus on shifting from first to second. So what you're going to do is you're going to have it in first. You're going to take off like usual. You'll be driving along in first gear. You rev it up a little more, you know, get moving 15 miles an hour, 10, 15 miles an hour or something, and then you're going to, all at once, you know, you're on the throttle. You're going to back off the throttle, push the clutch all the way in, and you're going to bring this down from first to second, and then you're going to let the clutch out again kind of before you get on the throttle. That's the easiest way to learn it. Later on, you know, once you drive more, you'll figure out how to do things more simultaneously. But for now, that's all you got to do. And then speed up to 25-ish, 2,500 or so. Even 2,000's fine. Try the shift now. Nice. That's it. And then you can start speeding up with the throttle again. You can go around this corner. We're not going to go into third at all because you're going to be moving too fast in this parking lot to do that. We'll do that once we get on the road. You could even shift going that way if you wanted to and then make it a big loop. It's kind of up to you. Nice. Yeah, that's it. Honestly, like, I think you're ready to go on the road probably at this point. I mean, you've got the one shift down. We'll just...
Do I need to downshift?
So you don't need to downshift right now at all.
In what situation?
Downshifting is like if you're slowing down from a higher speed and in a higher gear, and you need to, like, you know you're going to need to accelerate again. Like say you're going to take a 90-degree turn or something, and you're in fourth gear or third gear at 35-ish miles an hour. You're going to be braking, and you'll have to shift into like second or third, depending on the car, so that you can accelerate out of that turn afterwards. Because if you try to leave it in fourth and you're going like 15, 20 miles an hour out of a turn, the car is going to just lurch. It's going to be like...
So
yeah,
whenever you slow down, then you...
Yeah. If you're going to slow down and you know you're going to need to speed up again, you're going to need to shift down.
Yeah.
If you're slowing down to stop, you don't have to worry about it. You can just press the clutch and stop. You know? So what we're going to do is go out on the road. Yep, you'll get us up to that little turnout, and we'll actually go out of town that way.
Okay.
So we don't go into traffic and everything. That was a good takeoff. Nice. Well, if I put the cameras literally right in front of my face so I can't see anything. So then you'll stop right here for a second. Look left. Yeah, you're good. You'll have to hit the brakes. Hit the brakes. There you go. Okay, so then to take off, you're going to be at a bit of a hill.
Yeah.
So you'll just have to use a little more throttle and try to...
Because as soon as I left the brake, it's going to start going backwards.
Well, so this car actually has hill start assist, so it might hold the car for you. What you're going to do right now, put it in first gear like you would normally take off, just the exact same way. Put it in first gear while you're holding the brake is fine. Now let the brake off, and it should hold you. There you go. Now take off like normal. It doesn't hold you forever. Okay, you have to stop. Yep. So now it only holds you for like a couple seconds. So do it again and get up to the top of the hill to start with. Oh, all right. That's okay. It's all right. This is the hill thing I was talking about. That's what what sucks the most. The hill start is nice, but it only holds you for like 2 seconds. So unless you know, it's still not perfect for somebody that's
coming
new.
off the clutch like so
Yeah. I get that totally.
Like
so try it again, and really it kind of sucks when you're learning this on a hill anyway.
Yeah.
So then quick, go to the gas and then start letting the clutch out, but just keep it gradual. You know, if you start rolling backwards a little bit, it's okay. There's nobody behind you. Right now it won't be a big deal.
All right.
There you go. Clutch. There you go. I mean, you know, that worked. Okay, we're moving. Now you're going to do the normal shift to second like we were doing. now that you're on the road, you can rev it a little higher too, since we don't have any restrictions on speed necessarily.
Yeah.
So I usually say, you can shift to 2,500 to 3,000 or so. Third is up and in the middle. So you're just almost going to press it forward and let it guide itself into that gate. And it's the same exact kind of thing. Yep, off the gas. There you go. That's third gear. You're driving a stick shift. That's literally it. The other stuff will come with time, and unfortunately you're not going to learn that stuff in my car even today, because you're not going to drive a stick again for a while probably after this. But that's the main premise, and you're moving a car on its own, with it's a stick shift, so you learn. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and Jared and I are going to go drive around for a bit. Yeah, see, that was what's up. It was a shift to fourth without even worrying about it, I didn't even show him where fourth was, really. He just figured it out. I mean, it's on the knob. Okay, that was dumb, but whatever. You did good. I'll see you guys in the next video. And seriously, if you've got a stick shift and you're an enthusiast and you don't want to see stick shifts die, go start teaching people. It's not going to destroy your car's clutch if you teach them how to drive a stick shift. What you just saw, he only killed it 3 times total, and that's because I got him, unfortunately, into a position where he was stuck on a hill. He didn't kill it the entire rest of the time he was learning. And now he knows a new skill, and we've got one more person that in the future may consider buying a manual transmission instead of another automatic Prius or Camry or something. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.